So in the last classes, we have started project time management. Okay, we have started project time management, and we learned some basic things about schedule planning or time planning, in which we have learned the basic ideas on how to create the time plan. We said that there are certain things we need to do, starting with the activity definition and then doing the sequencing. And we have learned that there are certain things that we need to look at when we are doing the sequencing, like the technicality, the procedures, whatever we referred as hard logic and soft logic, if you remember, and then the number of resources that we are having. After that, we will be able to estimate the number of resources. Accordingly, we can estimate the duration of the task, and then finally you will have your time plan. And we have learned the first method, which was Gantt chart, if you remember. Do you remember Gantt chart? Gantt chart.
Mr. We're not seeing anything.
Now?
Yes, we can see.
So if you remember, we have taken the Gantt chart, and we said Gantt chart is a very good method in terms of visualization. It's very easy. I mean, it's a very illustrative method in which you can easily see the duration of the task. Like, for example, market research, it's starting from the 16th of August and finishing on the 30th. And it's a very good method. It's a very good method to show the actual end plan. So the advantage of using a Gantt chart is going to be that it's very illustrative method. It's very easy to see, and it's very easy for me to compare between the actual and the plan. But it has some limitations. That's why we normally go and see other methods. Okay, one of the limitations that it's not clear the relationships between the tasks. Okay, it's not clear the relationships between the tasks. And if you see the second method, then you can clearly see. For example, I can say directly that there is a relationship between A and D. I need to finish A in order to start B. And between B and D, there is no relationship because there is no error. Okay. So the new method that we are going to start today is solving out the problem which is happening with the Gantt chart. Okay. And this method is called arrow diagram method. Okay, we call it ADM or arrow diagram method. Anyhow, for your reference, I can upload for you the PowerPoints if you require more information. I can upload for you the PowerPoint of the previous semesters. It has more details, but for example, the types of WBS we are not covering because it's not that important. Other than that, almost everything we have explained in terms of resources, estimation, development, control will come later. Okay, and today we are starting with the ADM. Okay, so once again, the main advantage of using the Gantt chart is that it's illustrative. It's very easy. It's very easy to develop. It's very easy to read. But on the other hand, it's very easy to compare between the actual and plan, as can be seen here. The red is representing the actual, the blue is representing the plan. So you can say whether you are ahead, whether you are slower. So for example, in this day, you can see that I'm faster than the plan. Okay. You can see that I have finished my task, and let's say that this is, for example, 6th or 7th. Okay. So I have finished my this task, which is detailed design, on the 7th. In my plan, it is 11th. So it means that I'm faster than the plan. The plan is finishing on the 11th for the detailed design. In reality, I'm finishing before that. So once again, it's an easy method to control or to check the actual plan. If you remember control, we said control means you are comparing between actual plan. Okay. Now, in order for us to go for the second method, we need to understand certain terminologies. Okay, and let us see these terminologies here. Now, if you can see, we have basic terminologies, costing, costing. We're having dummy. What's the meaning of dummy? Dummy. What is the meaning of dummy in person? Anyone? Anybody knows what's the meaning of dummy?
Mr. Like stupid something?
No.
Dummy? Dummy? By the by the translation.
No, it's not. It's not the correct one. Any person? Dummy? We used to say previously. We used to say dummy phone. Okay, we used to say dummy phone. No, no, it's not a concept. Dummy. Dummy means it's not real. Okay, dummy. Dummy means it's not real. It's fake. Okay. When I say dummy phone, when you go to the phone shop and you see a sample of a phone, but it's not working, we call it as a dummy. Dummy means it's not real. Okay. Now, why do we say it's not real? Okay, why do we say like start, for example, and then end here? They are dummy activities. Now, each and every activity here, if you remember, as whatever we have done in the Gantt chart, if you remember, each and every activity is having a certain duration, right? 2, 3, 5, whatever the duration. Do you remember? Do you remember the duration? We used to have duration for each and every task. Now, what happens? Is there any duration when I can say? Is there any duration when we say start? Or it's only done for the purpose of organization? Now, for example, when I say for you start your exam, starting of the exam, is it a real task? Does it have a duration, or it's only done for the purpose of organizing or organization? Yeah. So, how much is the duration of saying start? It has duration. Okay. How much is the duration of saying start? Okay. Okay. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. So let's say that I'm talking about my life, for example. So I started school. After the school, I started the college, for example, in 2007, and I finished the college in 2012. Okay, so 2007 I started, 2012 I have finished. Now 2000, when I say I finished in 2012, is it an activity? Does it have a duration? Or only it's a milestone to show that something has happened here? When I say I finished my exam, is it a task or only for the sake of organization? Okay. 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 So once again, it's for the sake of organization. It does not have a duration. When I say I finished, means it's a direct task. It does not have a duration. Its duration is 0. So dummy activities are activities that are having 0 durations. Okay, when I say I have finished my college, when I say I finished my course, it does not take time to say that I finished my course. It's only for the sake of organization, okay, to make it a bit clearer. So I will know what's coming before A, B, and C. Okay. And I will know if there is anything after G, H, 9. Okay. So it's only in terms of organization. That's the first terminology, which is dummy. So we have learned that dummy means activities that are having zero duration. And then what about arc here? What about arc? What's the meaning of arc? Arc represents what exactly? Arc or arrow is representing what exactly? You can see that the arc or the arrow is representing the relationship between task and task. Okay. Now if there is no arrow, it means that there is no relationship between the task and the other task. Okay. And if you can see here, how to read these. Normally we need to cut. Okay. We need to cut the node. This circle is called node. Okay, this circle is called node. Now normally this is going to be my start and this is going to be my finish. So if I cut this one as well, then this is my start and this is my finish. So now how to read the relationship? I will read it as finish A. The arrow is going to go from the finish side of A to the start side of D. So when you read it as I need to finish A in order to start D. Is it clear? Are we clear? Okay. Same here. Okay, same here. We'll go and cut it down. So this is start, this is finish, this is start, this is finish. So I can say that I need to finish B in order to start A. Okay, so arc is representing the relationship. Okay, arc is representing, or the arrow is representing the relationship. Now after that we have 2 points here. Okay, we have 2 points. We have merge point and we have burst point. Okay, now you can see merge point is a point where uh, a lot of arrows are going inside. Can you see? Merge point. Merge point is a point, or merge task is a task where a lot of arrows are going inside. You can see here we have one, and we have the second one. Can you see? Can we see that 2 arrows are going inside? Okay. Now, why do we care about this? Why do we care about this particular point? We care about this particular point because if any delay is happening in E, if any delay is happening in E, and any delay is happening in F, then G will be affected. Because now G will start only after finishing E and F together. Are we clear? If anything happens to E or F, G cannot start in the correct time or in the planned time. Are we clear? Once again, G cannot start unless you have finished E and F. If anything happens to E and F, it means that you cannot start G in the planned time. So this is an important task. Are we clear? Okay. Another thing is a burst point. Another thing is a burst point. Now you can see F in F. How many arrows are going outside of F? How many arrows? You can see that we have one. Okay, you can see that we are having one. We have a second, and we are having third. Now, if any delay is happening to F, what will happen to these? If any delay, you couldn't finish F in the correct time. If you couldn't finish F in the correct time, what will happen to these three? G, H, I. Will you be able to start them in the correct time? You cannot, right? If anything happens to F, you cannot start G or H or I in the correct time. Okay, so once again, F, which is called as a burst, is important. Okay, now, for example, if we take F, or if we take C, whatever I'm drawing here, okay, which one is important? You can see as C or F, which one is more important for you, or which one is more critical for you? Which one can cause you problems? C or F? You can see if any problem happened in C, only F will be affected. Okay, only one task, which is F, will be affected. Now, if the problem has happened in F, then G will be affected, H will be affected, and then I will be affected. Are we clear? Merge point, which are having what you call relationships going inside them, burst points relationship going outside them. Okay, here we are talking about the head of the arrows. Here we are talking about the tail. When it comes to arrow, we have the head or the tip of the arrow, and then we have the tail. Okay, and then we have milestone. Milestone, it's like you have finished a certain huge task. Okay, like for example, when we talk about the tasks in your life, for example, finishing from the college. Now, finishing from the college is a task which is considered to be a milestone as well. Okay, finishing from the college is a milestone. It's something big that I have finished. Okay, this is the meaning of a milestone. Anyhow, to see further or to understand further, we need to go in depth. We need to go in depth to the individual tasks, so we can understand how the questions and how the things are performed in terms of ADM. Now, what I need to know, okay, and how I'll do. Okay. Now let's say that this is my task number 8. Okay, let's say that this is my task number 8. Now this is how the node is shown. Okay, we call this one, we call it a node. Okay, so we draw all our tasks, like you can see here in the ADM. We draw all of our tasks in a circle, and then we have here, we have the task name, like you can see C, F, and it goes on. So we have node, we have task, and then we have, for example, we have 2. This 2 is representing the duration. So now we have learned 3 things that we are going to come to. One is the name of the task. Second is the node, that it's a circle that we are drawing. Third thing is the duration. Now, other than that, we have four for other values. Okay, for other values. We have something here. We have something here. We call it early start. We call it as early start. And then here we have early finish. And then we have here late start. And then here we have late finish. Okay, so we have four terms. Okay, four terms. Early start, early finish, late start, and late finish. Now, before going here, let's say, for example, let's say, and we have, I think I have given you this example previously. Okay, let's say that I have an exam. Okay, I have an exam in the college. So, college exam at 8 in the morning. Okay, now I live half an hour away, so the duration I require is 30 minutes. Okay, there is an exam with me. Okay, there is an exam with me. The exam is starting at 8 o'clock. Okay, the exam is starting at 8 o'clock. It requires 30 minutes. Okay, it requires 30 minutes for me to go from home to the college. Now, the time now, for example, is, or let's say, let's keep the exam. Let's keep the exam at 12 o'clock. 12 noon. So you will understand. Okay. Now I'm ready. Okay. Now I'm ready. What time? What's the first time for me to go to the college? If I'm ready now. Okay. If I have wear already my clothes and I'm ready to go to the college, what's the first time I can leave from my home? If the exam starts at 12, the current time is 10:26, then what's the first time for me to leave from the college? I mean, to leave from the house. Once again, my exam starts at 12. Okay. Currently now at 10:26. Currently now the time is 10:26 and I'm ready. 10:27. What's the first time for me to leave from the house? The first time to leave from the house is 10:27 because I'm ready. That's the first time. I didn't talk. I didn't ask you for the least time. I said, when is the first time that I can leave from my home? Which is now. If I'm ready, then I'm leaving now. Which is 10:27. Now, if I left now, when I'll reach the college? If I left now at 10:27, when will I reach the college? I will reach at 10:57. Do you agree? Okay. Now, what is the last time for me to reach the college? What is the last time for me to reach the college? Last possible time for me to reach the college. Can I reach after 12? So the last time for me to reach the college is 12. The last time for me to reach the college is 12. Okay. So if I reach the college at 12, when do I need to go from home? When is the last time for me to leave from the home in order for me to reach at 12 o'clock? 11:30. Okay. So now if we see, this is the first time for me moving from my home, and we call this one early start. it's the earliest time that I can start this particular task, which is in our example, going to the college. If I started at 10:27, then this is the first time that I can finish. That's why we call it as early finish. I cannot finish or I cannot reach the college before 10:57. Now, 11:30 is the last time for me to leave from home. So this is whatever we call it as late start. This is the last time. This is the last time for me to start leaving home. 12 o'clock is whatever we call it as late finish. This is the last time for me to reach the college. Is it clear? Are we clear about the meanings of early start, early finish, late start, and late finish? Okay. Now, if I asked you, how much time do I have? How much flexible time do I have? How much flexible time do I have without reaching late? Can I leave home? Can I leave home at, for example, can I leave home at 10:45? If I left home at 10:45, will I reach before 12? Once again, if I left home at 10:45, will I reach before 12? So is it fine? 10:45 is fine, right? 10:45 is fine. So 10:45 is fine. What about 12? What about 11 o'clock? 11 o'clock, will I reach late or still it's fine? It's fine. What about 11:15? Is it fine? 11:15? Still it's fine. 11:30? If you left from the home 11:15, you will reach 11:45. So it's still fine. If I have left from the home at 11:30, I will reach at 12. Is it fine? Still fine, right? Still fine. Okay. If I left at 11:45, is it fine? No, because if I left at 11:45, I will reach at 12:15, right? I will reach at 12:15. Okay. So how much time do I have the flexibility for? How much time is there we have as flexibility without exceeding the maximum time, which is 12? How many minutes we have as flexibility time, in which if I leave within this time, then I'll not have any issue in reaching before 12. I have a time of 11:30 minus 10:27. Right. This is the first time for me to leave. This is the last time for me to leave. So the time that I'm having is around, let's say 63 minutes or 1 hour and 3 minutes. Do you agree? Do you agree that it's 63 minutes? That it's 1 hour and 3 minutes? Okay. Now this gap, we call it as float or slack. Okay, we call it as float or slack. Slack or float is the gap. How much gap we have, or how much flexibility we have? We have 1 hour and 3 minutes. Okay, so we call it as float or we call it as slack. Float or slack. So now what we have learned, We have learned different terminologies. We have learned that there is a node. We have learned that there is a duration. There is a task. There is early start, early finish, late start, late finish. And then we have the slack or the float. Now the slack and float, you can see, you can either calculate it, by subtracting these two values, or you can get it by subtracting these two values. Both of them are going to give you the same answer. Okay, so either to subtract the starts, early start minus late start, or late start minus early start, and then the finishes, which is late finish minus early finish. Are we clear on how to calculate the slack? The gap is the difference between the first time and the last time. Okay. Okay. Now going for our problem, so it will be a little bit clearer for you further. Let us get an example. Okay, normally the ADM is going to have like 4, 5, 6 marks, sometimes 10 marks. Normally a lot of marks for the time management, as I have told you. Okay. Now let us see this problem. Now this problem says for us, we have activities, different activities. How many activities do we have? We have 7 activities, right? We have 7 activities: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay. And we have predecessor. We have referred to predecessor as the one before, if you remember. Okay. Predecessor is the one which is before. Predecessor is different from precedence. Precedence is a relationship. If you remember in hard logic, soft logic, we called it as technical precedence. Precedence means relationship. Predecessor means the one before, or preceding. Preceding is a verb. Predecessor is a noun. Okay. So predecessor is the one before. And then we have the duration. Now if we see what comes before A, is there anything before A? Is there anything before A? Nothing. Is there anything before B? Nothing. Is there anything before C? Nothing. It means that these are starting from the beginning. If nothing is before them, means they're starting from the beginning. Okay, so what we do, we'll just draw 3 circles. Okay, we are going to draw 3 circles here. First circle is called as A. Second, A, and then we have B, and then we have C. The duration of A is how much? The duration of A is going to be 2. Duration of B is 6. Duration of C is going to be 4. Okay. Now, since there are 3 activities, starting from the beginning, okay, we need to have an organizing task. Always, there must be only one beginning. You cannot start 3 things at the same time. Okay? Always, there should be one start and one finish. Okay, you cannot start 3 at the same time. So what do we have? We have normally a task here. Okay, we have a task here. This task is called start, just for the sake of organization. Now, is start mentioned here, or it's a dummy task? Is it mentioned here, or is it a dummy task for organization? Dummy task for organization. What's the duration of dummy task? What's the duration of a dummy task? duration is 0. Now relationship, I need to finish saying start, and then we can go. I need to finish start in order to start A. I need to finish start. I need to finish start in order to start B. And then I need to finish start in order to start C. Okay. Are we fine? So it's like all of them are linked to start. All of them are linked to a start. Now after we finished here, we finished A, we finished B, we have finished C. After that we have D. What is the predecessor of D? What's the predecessor of D? Predecessor of D is A. Okay, predecessor of D is A. It means that what I'm trying to say, it means that D will start after finishing A. Okay, D will start after finishing A. It means that A, and then we have after that we have D. So this is my D. It's called D. The duration of D is going to be 3. Okay. And then here I say that I need to finish A in order to start D. Now can we say that D has a predecessor which is A? Is A the predecessor of D? Is A coming before D? Now according to whatever I have drawn, is A coming before D? We can see that A is coming before D. Okay. And we have finished from this one. Now going for E. What is the predecessor of E? What is the predecessor of E? Predecessor of E is C. It means that I need to finish C to make it simpler. I need to say that I need to finish A in order to start D. I need to finish C in order to start A. So I need to finish C. I'll go near to the C, and then I'll draw. Okay. The name of the task is E. The duration is 5. Okay, the duration is 5. The relationship is finishing C to start E. Are we okay till now? Are we fine till now? Okay. 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 So we have finished from E. Going for F. Now F will start when? Okay. So after A, I'll just have this one correct here somewhere up so we can draw. Okay. Now after we said F will start after A. So we have F The duration is going to be 4, and then I need to finish A in order to start it. Okay. Just 1 second, I'll be coming back. Okay, sorry for being late. Can you hear me now? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to see the screen as well? Are you able to see the screen? Okay. So we have finished from F. We have finished from F. Okay, we have finished from F. We are going to go now for the last one, which is G. Now, can we check G? Can we check G, the last one? G will start when? G will start when? G will start only after finishing B, T, and E. So when I'm going to draw it somewhere between B, somewhere between D, B, and E. I'm going to draw it somewhere here. The name of the task is G. The duration of the task is 2. How many relationships? How many relationships are there? 3. So 1 is coming from B. This is the first arrow. Each arrow is representing a relationship, as we said. Okay. And then we have 1 from D. And then we have 1 from E. Are we clear till now? Are we clear till now? Okay, very good. It's very good. Now, if an arrow is going outside from, see, if this is the start, this is the finish. If an arrow is going outside, what can I say? Can I say that this task is finishing? when there is an arrow going from the finished side, can I say that this task has finished already? Okay, once again, if there is an arrow, it means that it has a relationship with another task. It has already finished. It has a relationship with another task. Now, can we check all of them? Can we check all of them? Did A finish? Do we have an arrow going outside from the finished side for A? Remember that the left side is start, right side is finish. From A, do we have? Yes. For B, do we have B, C, F, F? No. D, D, is there anything from the finished side? D, D is G, G, yes, G, no. E, okay, so now if you concentrate now, you can see that two tasks are not having finish relationship. Two tasks are not having finish relationship, which are F and G. Okay, now I cannot say that the project is finished unless these two tasks are finishing. Once again, I cannot say that my project is finished unless F finished and G finished. So what we do, we add another task. We call it as finish or end. Once again, this is only for the sake of organization. The duration is 0, and we have now we have a relationship here, and then we have a relationship. Do I need to put relationship for the others, or already they have finished? Do they have already finishing relationships? If they have finishing relationships, means they have already finished. Okay, they have already finished. No need for me to go and put another relationship. Is it clear? Are we clear till now? Okay, very good. Okay. So around 30% of the marks, 30% of the mark will go for drawing. Okay, 30% of the marks will go for drawing, and you can see that it's easy if you concentrate. It is very easy if you concentrate. Okay. Now the next step is to calculate. The next step is to start calculation. Okay. Now the first day the project is going to start when. Okay. Now you need to concentrate with me because this is very, very important. Okay. My project will go and start. Okay. We will see. Maybe in the final exam you will be asked to upload, or you will be asked to write the number down. We'll see. When the time of final exam will come, at that time we will go and tackle this issue. Okay. So now the project is going to start when. The project is going to start when. The project is going to start at 0. Okay, the first day is 0. Now if I'm starting at 0 and the duration of start is 0, I'll be finishing start at which day? Once again, I started the task of start at 0. It has a duration of 0. Then when will I finish start? I will finish it as 0 plus 0. I didn't what you call, I didn't do the unsharing. You cannot see the screen. Others,
Yeah, we can see, Mr. Yeah. You have right now 0 plus 0.
Iram, still you can see, or shall I do the unshare and then share? Are you able to see the screen? No. So I'll unshare and then share. Now, can you all can you all mute your mics, please? Okay. So if you remember, when we have given the example of the college and the exam, we said if we leave at 12, 11:30, we reach at 12. Now, how did we come up with 12? We came up as 11:30, which is the start, plus 30 minutes duration is equal to 12. So what I can say that start plus duration is equal to finish. Finish minus duration is equal to start. Okay, so 0. So we started at 0. 0 plus 0 is going to be 0. Now this 0 will be taken here. Because if I finish start at 0, A will start at 0, B will start at 0, C will start at 0. Now A will finish when? A will finish at 0 plus 2 is going to be 2. B will finish at 0 plus 6 is going to 6. And C will finish 0 plus 4 is going to go 4, 4. Now if A is finishing at 2, then F will start at 2. 2 plus 4 is going to be 6. So this is going to finish at 6. If A is finishing at 2, then D is going to start at 2. Just follow the arrows. Okay. You can see that there is an arrow going from here, going here. So 2 is going to be placed here. 2 plus 3 is going to go 5. Now the problem with G. Okay, let us start first E. So once again, the arrow is going to go from the side of 4. So 4 will be coming here. 4 plus 9 is going to be, or 4 plus 5 is going to be 9. Okay. Now in G, in terms of G, it has 3 relationships: 5, 6, and then 9. When G will be starting? G will start after finishing D, B, and E. Once again, G will start after finishing D, B, and E. These 3 will finish when? You can see in the day number 5, I'll finish only D. In the day number 6, I will be finishing B and D. The 6th day, I would have been finished with 6 and 5. E, once again, I have D, B, and E. Okay, D, B, and E. Now, at day number 5, I would have finished D, but still I couldn't finish B and I couldn't finish E. In day number 6, I have already finished D, which was finishing in day number 5, and then I just now finished B. So 2 tasks have finished in day number 6. In day number 9, already D has finished in day number 5. Already B has finished in day number 6. And now I have finished E. So these 3, which are D, B, and E, they will finish all of the 3 at which day? They'll be finishing, of course, in day number 9. Okay, they'll be finishing, of course, in day number 9. Okay. Why would you add the numbers together? Why would you add the numbers together if the statements are very clear? Statement says D is finishing in day number 5, B is finishing in day number 6, E is finishing in day number 9. In which day all the three will finish? It's 9 only. Okay, so 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is going to go 11. Now in terms of finish, once again, in terms of finish, in summary, you need to take the highest of the values. 5, 6, and 9, you will take the highest value, which is 9. When we go forward, when we go from start to the finish, okay, we always take the maximum. And we always look at the tip or head of the arrow. Now, how many heads are there? How many heads are there? Inside finish, how many heads? 2. One is from 6, one is from 11. Which one to be taken? 11. Okay, so I'm going to return back. Just to illustrate once again, so everyone will concentrate. Okay, I'm just going to repeat whatever we have done, so everyone will concentrate. So we just said that from start to finish, we are going to take the maximum. And we said we are going to look at the head of the arrow. Yeah. Now we started the project. We started the project in which day? Okay, so we started at day number 0. So 0 plus 0 is going to be 0, 0 plus 0 is going to be 0. Now, how many arrows are going inside A? Because we said when we are going forward path, we call it from start to finish, we call it as forward path or forward pass. Okay, forward path and forward pass. Okay, both names are used. Now, how many arrows are going inside A? Okay, one arrow, which is coming from which side? Which is coming from 0. Okay, which is coming from 0. So we have 0. 0 plus 2 is going to be 2. How many arrows are going inside B? How many arrows inside B? Only one. So that is going to be 0 and 6. How many arrows are going inside C? 1. So that is 0 plus 4 is going to be 4. How many arrows are going inside F? How many arrows are inside F? 1, which is coming from 2. So 2 plus 4 is going to be 6. How many arrows are inside D? 1, which is coming from 2 as well. So 2 plus 3 is going to be 5. How many arrows are going inside E? 1 arrow only, coming from the 4. So 4 plus 5 is going to be 9. Okay. Now for G, how many arrows are there? How many arrows inside G? 3 arrows. We said simply what we need to do. Simply we need to take the maximum. So we have 5, we have 6, and then we have 9. So which one to be taken? 9. 9 plus 2 is going to be 11. How many arrows are going inside finish? 2 arrows. One is 11, another one is 6. We said we are going to take the maximum third. So that is 11. 11 plus 0 is going to be 11. Okay. Now if you can see, we have finished whatever we call it as forward path. We have finished whatever we call as forward path by finishing the early start and early finish. Early start and early finish. Okay. Now the second thing is to return back. Now if we are returning from finish to start, we call it as backward path or backward pass. Okay, path or pass, both of them are fine. Okay, and we need to take now, when it comes to the arrow, we need to take the tip. Okay, or we need to take, sorry, the tail, and then we need to take the minimum, opposite to whatever we have done in the forward path. Now the last day to finish this project is 11. So I can say that this is 11. 11 minus 0 is going to be 11. Now how many tails here? How many tails in G? How many tails in G? Okay, in G there is only one tail. Okay, there is only one tail coming from where? Coming from 11. Okay, coming from 11. So 11 minus 2, 11. Now we are in the finish. To get the start, we need to have finish minus duration equal to start. If you remember the calculations that we have done earlier. So 11 minus 2 is going to be 9. How many tails here? How many tails? How many tails? Only one tail. Coming from where? Once again, coming from 11. So 11 minus 4 is going to give you 7. Okay, 11 minus 4 is going to give you 7. Okay. Now, how many tails? How many tails here? For D, how many tails for D? For D, how many tails are there? Only one. Coming from where? Coming from 9. So 9. 9 minus 3 is going to be 6. E, how many tails are there? E, how many tails? Only one. So 9 minus 5. E, how many tails? Only one. 9 minus 5 is going to be 4. Concentrate, because whenever you are doing one mistake, if you are doing one mistake in any of the numbers, then the whole thing is wrong. Once again, any value is wrong, everything is wrong. Okay. Now, how many tails here? How many tails here? How many tails? Okay. How many tails inside B? Okay. How many tails inside B? Inside B, there is only one tail, which is from 9. So 9 minus 6 is going to be 3. How many tails in C? How many tails in C? 1. So once again, 4. 4 minus 4 is going to be 0. How many tails in A? 2. 6 and 7. We said in backward path, we'll take the maximum or minimum. When we are returning, we'll take the maximum or the minimum. Minimum. So the minimum is 7 or 6. The minimum is 6. So 6 minus 2 is going to be 4. Now how many tails inside start? How many tails inside start? 3. We have 0, we have 3, and we have 4. The minimum is 0. So it's going to be 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Now, if you didn't reach in the backward path, if you didn't reach to 0, it means that you have done a mistake in the calculation. Okay. You need to reach to the 0, otherwise your calculation is wrong. Okay. Now, if you see whatever we have done, we have drawn first. Okay, we have drawn first. After we have drawn the time plan or the network, we have started doing the forward path. After that, we have done the backward path. Okay, we have calculated everything. Now, when the project will finish? When the project will finish? And the project will finish in which day? The final duration of the project is going to be 11 days. Okay, the final duration of the project is going to be 11 days. Are we clear about it? Are we clear that it's 11 days? Okay. Now, can you tell me which tasks are critical? Which tasks are critical? Now, if you remember in the last class, we have said the critical task is the task which has no gap. Do you remember? We said if you don't have gap, means your task is critical. Do you remember in the last class? Okay, no problem, no. Let's say that Ahmed is having 3 exams next week. Ahmed is having 3 exams next week. Okay. And these 3 exams are after each other. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then Muhammad is having 3 exams as well. He is having Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Now, which one is more critical, Ahmed or Muhammad? Once again, Ahmed is having 3 exams, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Muhammad is having Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Which one is more critical? Ahmed is critical. Why? Why Ahmed is critical? Because he has no gap. If he missed anything, he does not have another time to study. while Muhammad is having 1 day gap. Is it clear? So when we talk about critical activities means you need to start them on this day and then you need to finish them in this day. You don't have any flexibility. Now, if I told you, I'm going to give you 2 weeks, okay, and you need to have 3 days to finish this work. Now the total time is 14 days or 2 weeks, and out of the 2 weeks you need to choose 3 days only, so you have a lot of gap. Okay, it means that the task is not critical because you have gaps. If you didn't do it in the first day, you'll do it in the second day. If not the second day, third day. If not third day, you can do it in the fourth day, and it goes on. Now for us to calculate the critical, do you remember when we have talked about slack float? Do you remember when we talked about slack float flexibility before a few minutes? Before a few minutes, we have talked about slack and float, right? Okay. And we said we can subtract the starts, or we can subtract the finish. If you remember, right? We said in order to calculate the float, we can subtract the starts, or we can subtract the finishes. Now, if we go and subtract here, let us subtract the finish. I mean the start. So 0 minus 0. I'll just draw a line here. 0 minus 0 is going to be 0. I'll draw here. 0 minus 4 is going to be 4. For B, I'll cut it once again. 0 minus 3 is going to be 3. C, 0 minus 0 is going to be 0. I'm subtracting the finish, the start, the late start from the early start. You can use the same for the finish as well. Okay. Here, 7 minus 2 is going to be 5 days. 6 minus 2 is going to be 4 days. 4 minus 4 is going to be 0. 9 minus 9 is 0. Finish 0. 11 minus 11 is 0. Now, which tasks are critical according to you? When we talk about A, I should start A in which day? The early start for A is which day? Is day number 0. Is day number 0. Now, if I didn't do it in day number 0, I can do it in day number 1. If not day number 1, I can do it in day number 2. If not day number 2, I can do it in day number 3. If not day number 3, I can do it in day number 4. Because 4 plus 2 is still 6. I didn't exceed the 6. Okay. So now I have 4 different options if I didn't start at 0. Okay, and this is representing your slack or float. The same thing with B. If I didn't start at 0, I have 1, 2, and 3. Because the last time for me is 3. Now for C, if you go to C, I need to start at 0, and there is no option for me. Okay, there is no option for me. Okay, so the critical activities. Okay, the critical activities is going to be start. C, of course, and then E, and then G, and then finish. C is not critical. C is not having a gap of 0. Good. Okay, so the critical path is going to be C, E, and G. And by the way, normally the longest path is the critical path. We said, I have given a lot of examples already. We have said if the task is not having gaps, means it's critical. If it's 0, it means it does not have any option. Once again, A is having 4. What does it mean? It means that if I didn't start at 0, I can start at 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. There are 4 options for me. If If I started at 4, 4 plus 2 days is going to be 6, but I cannot start at 5. Because if I started at 5, I'll not finish at 6. I'll finish at 7. The maximum day possible is 6. So if I didn't start at 0, there are 4 different options for me. So 4 days are a gap. 4 flexible dates are there. 4 flexible days are there. Be the same thing. If I didn't start at 0, I can start at 1 or 2nd or the 3rd. Because till the 3rd, still I don't exceed the 9 days. Now see, I need to start at 0 and there is no option for me. So if I didn't start it in that day, the whole project is going to go and change. Okay. Now if you see, if any mistake has happened here, if I didn't do this one in, let's say, if this was 5 now, I couldn't finish it in 4 days. This will be 5. This will be 5. 5 plus 5 is going to be 10. 10, this will go 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So your final duration is going to change. Yeah, this is what we said from the beginning. Now we have highlighted it already in the Slack flow. Okay. Now, if I couldn't finish here, if I couldn't finish this one in 2 days, I finished it in 4 days. So 0 plus 4 now. 0 plus 4. If I go here, this is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. You can see still 8 is lesser than 12. So my final duration will not change. Are we okay? 4. If this become 4, 4 plus 3 is going to be 7. Still 7 is lesser than 10. So it's not going to be critical. Okay. Once again, critical means if any problem has happened in that task, your final duration will be shifted. And when your final duration will be shifted, if the task is not having any flexibility, any gap. If you are having any gap, it means still you have options to do before touching the deadline. Okay, that is the meaning of the critical path and then the critical task. Critical tasks are, as we said, the critical task are C, E, and G mainly. C, E, and G, start and finish are dummy only. So C, E, and G, these are the critical tasks. Critical activity or critical activity, C, E, and G, same as critical tasks. If we are talking about path, then these three together. Okay, the path is C, E, and G. What are the critical activities? They are C, E, and G. Okay. As you can see here, this is the drawing that we have done. These are the calculation. You can see that C, E, and G is the critical path, and then the final duration is going to be 11. Okay. Any question for today's lecture? Any question for today's lecture? You have a lot of examples in the previous exams. When I have given you the previous exams, there are a lot of examples for ADM. You need to go and try them. You need to go and try them. If you don't have any question, then we have finished the session. So once again, the method is very easy. It's not hard. The method is very easy. It's not hard. It requires concentration. Where is the tail? Where is the tip? When to add, when to use the maximum, when to use the minimum. So once again, go and try to solve the questions which are available in your previous examination that I have given you. Okay. Once again, this is a very easy method. You can score good marks, so do not lose the marks here. And once again, I'm telling the student each and every semester, do not add using your brain. Use a calculator. One value, if one value you have missed from the beginning, everything is wrong. Okay. It's very hard for you later on to track where is the mistake. So it's always better to use a calculator. Okay. We have finished. If you don't have any question, nobody is having a question, then you are free to leave.